Just so you guys know, there's a brand new episode on my podcast, Let's Get Real, the podcast. It's for anyone. Don't forget to check it out. Available on all streaming platforms. New episodes every single Monday. And of course, my book, Mindfulness Through the Stars, is available in Target, Amazon, pretty much anywhere you can find books nationwide. Go check it out. It's a mindfulness guide to becoming a better you through your zodiac sign. And finally, Zodiac Haven is my website. There are constantly sales going on, so if you love astrology, anything, or spiritual items, go check it out. And if you're interested in anything I just mentioned, everything will be linked down below. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and I make astrology videos here on YouTube. So today's video, I'm going to be finally talking about evolved zodiac signs versus unevolved, what that's all about, signs that you might be unevolved versus evolved, self-awareness, all that stuff. So this is going to be like a self-care video, and I think that if you know your zodiac sign, you should watch this. And if you have friends that could use some improvement in their lives and some mindfulness, send this to them. I'm sipping on some Starbucks. I got a grande iced chai tea latte with vanilla topped with pumpkin sweet cream, and it's made with soy. It's so freaking good. I hate pumpkin everything. I don't fuck with pumpkin spice lattes. I don't like pumpkin, but this is good. Like, it just tastes like fall. It tastes so good. It tastes like Thanksgiving. I know Thanksgiving's over, but it tastes, oh, for Canadians, it's so good. Try it. Anyways, so I'm talking about unevolved signs and stuff. So I had to write notes because this is something that I'm very like passionate about, and I didn't want to miss anything. So I wrote notes. I write notes on a lot of my videos now because I've realized it's just easier for me, less editing after. I just like it better. I like writing notes. I don't read it out loud to you guys, but I definitely do reference it. So the first thing I want to talk about is self-awareness, because it's something that this begins with. In order to understand if you are evolved or unevolved, you need to be self-aware. Self-awareness is pretty self-explanatory. It's being aware of yourself. So it really is understanding yourself, your emotions, your processing methods, your thoughts, your reactions, and being aware of them. Understanding why you do what you do, understanding when you do certain things without people having to point them out to you. For example, I spent the majority of my life being selfish and not realizing I was selfish. When I became self-aware, I was able to pinpoint when I was being selfish. Before, I would do selfish things, I wouldn't even know that it was selfish. Now, I would be like, oh my God, I'm being selfish right now. Let me put myself in check, let me apologize. When you're self-aware, you are able to see your flaws before anybody has to call you out on them. You're able to see your strong points. You're able to see yourself for who you truly are, inside and out. When you're self-aware, you understand yourself. You don't need anybody to tell you certain things. And if they do, you're able to be like, no, you're wrong, or yes, you're right. When you're not self-aware, somebody could tell you, hey, you're really fucking mean. And you'll be like, I am? Because you're not self-aware. But if you are aware of who you are and you know you're a nice person, you're gonna be able to look them in the eye and be like, no, I'm not mean, I'm nice. That's your opinion of me based off of your perception of reality and how you view things and how you lived your life. You see me as mean, but I'm not a mean person. I'm a nice person. A self-aware person can say that in all truth and honesty because they know who they are. An unself-aware person will sit and think, am I mean? Oh my God, was that mean? Oh my God, I'm a mean person for like hours before they come to the conclusion that like, oh my God, I am mean, when they're not. You understand what I mean? That's self-awareness. Moving on. I'm gonna give some points on how you might know if you are evolved versus unevolved zodiac signs. And in order to kind of understand if you are, you might need to be self-aware, but hopefully most of you are. An evolved sign is the best version of your zodiac sign. So I'm an Aquarius and I am evolving, but I would say I am more evolved than not. I spent the majority of my life being an unevolved Aquarius, which meant that I spent my life being selfish, hypocritical, defensive, sensitive, cold-hearted, because I was unevolved. When you're unevolved, you are like the lower tier version of your zodiac sign. You have a lot of improvement to do. Through self-reflection, through self-improvement and mindfulness methods and all those things, you can evolve as a human and as a certain sign, making all the traits in your zodiac sign get that much better. If you're an unevolved human, you will kind of lean more towards the negative aspects of your zodiac sign. So maybe you read about your sign and you see that like you aren't most of the things that you read, except like some of the shitty ones. Let's say you're a Taurus and you read about your sign and you're like, all of this seems inaccurate except for the fact that I'm stubborn, I'm lazy, I'm aggressive, I'm manipulative. If you find yourself kind of resonating with all the negative points of your sign, it's probably because you're unevolved. And if you find yourself resonating with all the positives, it's probably because you evolved. I still resonate with negative traits at times. Like, I can be selfish at times. I can be defensive. I'm no longer much of a hypocrite. I'm no longer cold-hearted. I'm actually emotional as fuck now. I lean towards a lot more of the positive Aquarius traits now, and I'm happy about that because I could consider myself as toxic a while back to certain people, and it sucks to say that, but it's true. So when you are the evolved version of your sign, you are the better version of your sign. You're your best self. You're the best version of an Aquarius, of a Capricorn, of a Scorpio. You're the best version. So that's what we all lean towards, and that's what we all want. Okay guys, so I don't want to promo too much, but like at the end of the day, this is my book and I love it, and I put a lot of fucking hard work into it, and a lot of what I'm talking to you about in this video has to do with this book, because this book is all about self-awareness, mindfulness, bettering yourself through your zodiac sign. So if you don't think that you are self-aware, I mean, there are a lot of questions in here, like journal prompts, things that you should ask yourself to become self-aware. I'm just gonna get one question from each sign so you guys can kind of understand like what self-awareness is and how to like understand yourself. So I want every single sign to answer this question, so the one that's specific to your sign. So this is gonna help you be self-aware to a trait that might not be so favorable. So write this question down and answer it in your journal. So Aries, I want you to ask yourself, am I aware of how I make others feel around me, whether it's good or bad, or am I only worried about myself? Taurus, I want you to ask yourself, do I manipulate situations around me to appear as a victim, knowing that this can all be avoided if I express how I feel inside? Gemini, does everyone that has experienced me know a different version of me? Cancer, do I set myself up for disappointment by expecting too much out of other people? Leo, is my constant need to show others my greatness rooted in insecurity? Virgo, do I put too much pressure on myself and others to be perfect and set unrealistic expectations, which often lead to disappointment? Libra, am I too open with other people who don't deserve to have access to my inner self? If so, does this affect me or my relationships? Scorpio, do I carry past and or traumas into relationships with others? Sagittarius, do I fear responsibility dear to my fear of giving up my freedom? Capricorn, do I believe that my way is the only / best way to do things, no matter the circumstances? Aquarius, am I ever able to see my wrongs, or am I too self-interested? Pisces, am I truly misunderstood, or do I fail to even attempt to give people the chance to understand me? So those are questions you need to ask yourself to become more self-aware. And like in the book, there's a whole bunch more questions for each sign. Then there's a bunch of general questions and some instructions on how to use them, but like we're not gonna go there because this video will be an hour long, but that's all in the book. So ask yourself those questions, journal about it, and then I want you to think about whether you're evolved or unevolved. So these are some signs that you may be evolved or unevolved. Okay, if you made it here, that means that you are actually tuned into the video, which means you deserve to win a book. So if you're interested in getting a copy of Mindfulness Through the Stars, free, signed, shipped to you, then make sure to enter this giveaway. How do you enter? You might be wondering. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram and then leave an onion emoji. I don't know why I chose that emoji. Leave an onion emoji on this picture right here. Once you do that, you're automatically entered to win the giveaway. And then I'm gonna just do a random comment selection tool and run that until I find a winner. So if you want to spam it, you can spam it. If you don't, you don't have to. One entry is enough, but yeah, leave an onion emoji on this picture to enter the giveaway, and I will be choosing a winner by probably about November 10th. Okay, good luck, guys. Pretty much, how do I explain this? I'm gonna give you guys two like toxic, unevolved traits that you might possess, and I'm going to give you two positive evolved traits that you might possess. And if you, depends on where you lean more towards, you might be able to tell if you are evolved or not. Okay, so I guess I'll start with Aries again because I just did. So, oh my god, this drink is so freaking good. If you are an unevolved Aries, you might be bossy or aggressive. So a lot of Aries that are unevolved are like they're insecure or they're not able to tap into their true power, so they feel the need to just be bossy and prove something to other people and be aggressive as well. If you're evolved, you're likely to be very confident and self-assured. You don't need people to tell you certain things. You don't need people to make you feel better about your position of power or anything like that. Like, you know who you are, you know your worth, and you are unapologetically owning it. An unevolved Taurus is usually very manipulative and very emotional. So you are overly emotional and sensitive, and it's something that like you might kind of realize that you don't need to be, but you still let things get the best of you, and this can lead to manipulative behavior. If you're evolved, you're more understanding, especially in arguments. You're able to see the other perspective, and you're nurturing. So you use your emotions. Yes, you're just as emotional, but you use it and you process it in healthier ways. So you could be more nurturing, more considerate, more empathetic towards others. If you are an unevolved Gemini, you're likely to be very, very, very sensitive. So this means you get defensive. This means you get over emotional about certain things. People really get to you, they get under your skin, and you're also very angry. You are a hothead. You let things get the best of you and you react, and you don't process your reactions at all. When you're evolved, you're more rational, process things, you're more considerate of other people's feelings when you're reacting to certain things, and you're also a lot more confident, so things don't get to you as much. If you are an unevolved Cancer, you're likely very cynical and very manipulative. Everything you do is calculated. You let things affect you so much that you think that everything needs a reaction, and you want to make people feel what you feel. You're kind of like an eye for an eye type of person, and you have way too much time to make people hurt, and it's not okay. Evolved Cancer is more self-aware. They don't let things really get under their skin like that, and they're also kind. They're much nicer people, much sweeter people, and you could cross them and they still have good intention. An unevolved Leo is very arrogant and very selfish. So when I talk about Leos and I talk my shit, which I'm trying not to do, but kind of hard. When I talk my shit, I'm talking about the unevolved Leos for the most part, because that's really what I've come across. And I need to start kind of touching on the fact that Leos are not always arrogant assholes. They can be really kind people. The arrogant and unevolved ones can also be very selfish and like self-involved, but the evolved ones have a more confidence to them. They have a glow, they have a charm, they're very confident, and it's something that you admire rather than like envy. And they're also very considerate. Oh, so they're not as like boastful and things like that. The unevolved Virgo is very critical. So sometimes they take their own insecurities out on other people, and they tend to overanalyze and criticize other people. And they're very stubborn. So it's very hard to get through to them, reason with them, and rationalize with them. Evolved Virgo is open-minded, understanding, and caring. They're very, very, very caring. Unevolved Libra is selfish and defensive. They're very selfish, actually. They're like, they don't think they're selfish. That's the worst part. And being defensive just comes naturally to them. They don't like to hear what's wrong with them. If you try and sit them down and tell them something, like, they don't react well because they're just always on edge and just super, super defensive. Evolved Libra is so patient and open-minded, super, super open-minded. You could tell them what's wrong with them, you could tell them what's wrong with you, and they won't react the same way. Like, they're just a lot more willing to hear you out. They're also very caring. The unevolved Scorpio is temperamental and angry. Oh my god, they are hotheads. Nothing can get through to them. They can also get very evil and mean, especially when they're arguing with you. They're just not nice people. They kind of walk around with like a dark cloud over their head, if I'm being honest. Evolved Scorpio is rational and kind. They're people that you can reason with, you can have a conversation with, and it doesn't necessarily blow up. It's just a good conversation, and you're able to come to an understanding with them. And they're just nice people, very sweet, very bubbly people when they're evolved. Unevolved Sagittarius can be very aggressive. Like, these are the kinds of people that like could get into fist fights or get verbally abusive or something. Like, they're very aggressive people when they're unevolved. It's like they take all their anger and just like put it out on the wrong people. They're the kind of people that need emotional outlets. They're also very negative. You tell them good news, you tell them anything, they can be very pessimistic about things. Evolved Sagittarius is very loving, very loyal, friendly, and absolutely charming. Unevolved Capricorn is rude. They like to gatekeep information and advice, and they're kind of all about themselves. They're pretty judgmental. I think it has a lot to do with them and their insecurities personally. The evolved one is super, super helpful, wants the best for you, wants to see you succeed, and super sociable and friendly and charming, very charming. I always say this, they're so charming. The unevolved Aquarius, like I mentioned, is very, very, very defensive. They're also really self-involved, so they get selfish, but not just selfish, they're just self-involved. It's like everything you talk about kind of goes back to them. The world revolves around them. Everything you mention somehow is an attack at them. It's just, it's exhausting. Trust me, I know this because I'm an Aquarius and I've been around a lot of them. The evolved one is self-aware, and when an Aquarius is self-aware, I just feel like they're unstoppable because they catch themselves before they slip up, and it's really, really good energy to be around. They're also super considerate, and they know if they get self-involved, so they're able to put that to the side and be there for you and see things from your perspective and just be considerate in general. And lastly, the unevolved Pisces is very lazy, very, very lazy. They don't work on anything, they don't do anything, they don't care for anything, they just want to live their life. And they're overly sensitive, so they take things to heart and get very emotional very quickly and take things out on you. The evolved Pisces is in control of their emotions, able to filter through certain things so they can react accordingly, and they're very driven and tend to pursue passion projects and things that they love and get very creative, and they're very talented. So obviously there are more traits to each sign, like there's more evolved traits and there's more unevolved traits, but these were just like the most common ones that you might possess if you are unevolved versus evolved. So obviously you might be all these things, and maybe you're in the middle, maybe you're more evolved, maybe you're more unevolved. You'll kind of know by working on being self-aware. There's nothing I will preach more in this life than to become self-aware, because that is the key to everything. If you want to become your best self, you need to understand who you are. I always use the same example. Like, how can you love yourself if you don't know yourself? If you go on a date with someone that's a stranger, you're not going to fall in love with them on the first date. You need to get to know them inside and out before you love them. Treat yourself the same way. Get to know yourself inside and out before you're able to love yourself, so that when you love yourself, it is pure unconditional love, and that love you have for yourself will show, and you will literally become your best self. So that is the video. I hope this helped you. I'm trying to take my videos in this direction from now on, in terms of I want to help you guys. I don't want to just like say, oh my god, like this is like the zodiac signs and they're mad, like oh my god, a Scorpio is a fucking hothead. Like I don't want to just do that anymore, because I'm getting sick of it, and I'm pretty sure you guys are getting sick of it. So I want to take it in the direction of, I got a lot to share, and I've been through some stuff, and I've done a lot of self-growth, inner growth, all that stuff. So why not share that with you guys and tie it into our signs? Once again, if you want to know more about what I talked about in this video, my book Mindfulness Through the Stars is available nationwide in Target. You can buy it in store, you can buy it online, you can get it on Amazon worldwide, you can get it in Indigo in Canada. Yeah, it's in stores, which is crazy. That's so crazy, guys. Fucking Gabby Hanna has her book in stores, and this is in stores too, and it's not just shitty ass little one-word poems. It's a good book. Go pick it up. It's on sale at Target, so I suggest you get it at Target if you want to save money. My battery's dying. I'm gonna go. I've talked enough. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this new style of video, and let me know down below what you want to learn more about, what you want me to talk about, and if there's anything you want me to touch on that I mentioned in this video a little further, let me know. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.